Hey, everybody, welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. And we are your hosts, Big Bang Theory super fans, married couple cat
And Paul,
with Barney.
those of you who are watching YouTube are sitting there going, just once I'd like to see those guys start off the show without having to have Bunny and Pikachu going berserk
Yeah,
in
right.
front of
Like
the
that's gonna
cameras.
happen.
That's not going to happen.
That's
Not,
not
not a
gonna
chance.
happen. Not
That's
gonna
actually
happen.
a question we wanted to find out from you
Oh
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to
No, go
ask
for it.
that. Do you guys like the way that we get off topic? Now, this is a genuine
Yeah, this
question for
is a
everybody.
legit question because apparently our followers on YouTube have been going a bit up and down. And we're wondering if it's because we don't just focus in and talk about the podcast, but the fact that we get like off topic and like if the guys are watching Raiders of the Lost Ark, then we'll get talking about Raiders of the Lost Ark and Harrison Ford and his different movies and the fact that he started with Star Wars and all of that. Or do you guys like the fact that we do that?
Yeah, like do you like the format that we've got where we can go off topic for about 10 minutes and then come back to the podcast? Because
Yeah,
I
because
know that, we do have a propensity to sidetrack ourselves quite a lot.
I mean,
So
it's a 22-minute show, and most of our podcasts run about an hour.
yeah, which is interesting. I mean, last one was like an hour 30. Although I
Yeah,
do I do say that the solo mailbag that I did was not well received.
yeah.
It's been our lowest
And we
episode.
don't know if that's because it's a mailbag or because I wasn't feeling well that day and I wasn't there to annoy Paul.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know it's one of our lowest episodes.
I like how he doesn't notice the fact I said annoy him.
No, I know you annoy me. Yeah. I know I've already got that.
Ah,
But we just wanted to find out if there was you can't find an emoji for that. I know you're desperately trying to find oh you poor love. Look at all those little poor little pushy cats. Oh no no no. Those of you watching on YouTube can see exactly all the little emojis that are happening right now. By the way, thank you for everybody that does come to watch us on YouTube. We do appreciate you coming to see us. We really do
we
appreciate
don't
that.
understand it, but we appreciate
We don't
it.
understand it, but we appreciate the fact that you keep coming back time and
Yeah.
time again. But yeah, the mailbag was a very low episode. So we just wanted to find out from you guys, do you want us yeah, email us perpetualmotionsquad00 at
Or comment.
gmail.com or put it in the comment section of Spotify or put it in the comment section of YouTube.
Or
Just
on the Facebook group
yeah,
or our page.
Paige, just let us know. Do you want us just to wholly and solely focus on the Big Bang Theory and don't go off topic and don't go off script?
Oh,
Or
maybe I'll put it on the Facebook page as a poll.
okay, do that then.
Yeah, I'll do
Or
that.
are you guys okay with us going a bit off topic and a bit left of center? So
Yeah, because we
yeah.
can't help it.
Yeah. Now, in saying that, now I know this is the nerd verse that we
Yep.
love everything nerdish over here. This is why you keep coming to watch us
Hmm.
and listen to us. Now, obviously everybody knows that I'm a Kiss fan and stuff like that, but I'm really interested in trading cards. So I'm just wondering if there's anybody out there that is interested in trading cards, whether it be NFL, whether it be baseball, whether it be Marvel. I mean, I was driving
Pokemon.
Pokemon. I was driving along yesterday and I had a bit of an upsetting moment because my previous relationship, I had I think I collected them in like year 2000. Think about that. Of the first edition of Marvel collector cards that were all thrown away.
Ah,
Yeah. I had the first edition Elvis Presley cards that were all thrown away. I had the first edition Kiss cards that I've luckily I know. Yes, it is very upsetting. The first edition cards of Kiss that I did manage to get back, but I also had like AFL cards that were very, very sought after. So I had
That's Australian football.
yeah,
AFL.
so I had a lot of collector cards. I'm wanting to get back into the whole collecting cards thing. I've got some Pokemon cards that are graded and stuff like that. So if you are interested and if you want someone to talk to about trading cards, reach out to me, Perpetual Motion Squad 00 at gmail.com. It'd be really nice to maybe connect with somebody, two or three people or a whole
Yeah,
bunch of
Paul
people.
loves talking about this stuff.
yeah, who would really like to sit down and talk about trading cards, and we could go on, we could do a Zoom and just just have a regular conversation. So because this is the nerdverse, we are all nerdish over here. Yeah, I'd really love to see if anybody would be interested in talking about trading cards, any trading cards, and maybe even give me a suggestion of a trading card, series to get into. That'd be fun as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that little bit of nugget information. Now, I went on to look at our because there's a Spotify for creators, and they always give us like a little notification with people that might just put in little bits of comments. Rob gave us a really interesting one, and I wanted to see if how you feel about this, okay?
Okay.
So Rob said, I was thinking that you guys should add a penny blossom count for the rest of the series.
Ooh.
That would be interesting because the funny thing is, on this episode, there is a penny blossom that shows up.
I think she only wears it one other time.
Really?
Yeah, and that's part of my trivia coming up.
Okay. Do you think that
Yeah.
so? There's only two more times.
Yeah.
There's this one and another time, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yep.
there you go, Rob. That was your answer on that one.
But we'll keep an eye out for them.
Yeah. Now Rachel said there was
I
a.
thought we're not doing a mailbag. We're doing
I'm
all
not
the
doing a
comments now.
mailbag. No, no, I'm just looking at this one.
Okay.
This was the Terminator decoupling, whatever it was.
Yep.
She said, if I recall correctly, every time the group travels, Sheldon is the travel leader, which is true.
Yep.
Sheldon decides how, who is where, and any stops along the way. I suspect there is a clause in the roommate agreement that ensures this, or if not, Sheldon is so stubborn about his way being the right way that nobody else can sway him.
Well, I would go with part
That's
B
you think it's
option.
part B.
Yeah, I do.
The it's in the roommate
Because
agreement.
well, if you remember in the Terminator decoupling, they were looking at going, or Penny was asking, why are you taking the train when it's so much faster to fly? And it's like we took a vote and Sheldon won
Yeah, so you
because
think it
he's
was
just so intractable about
so
it.
it's not in the roommate agreement
No.
as Rachel said. It's basically just you're just worn down with arguing with him. You just give in to him.
Yeah, kind of like that woman you work with.
Yeah, I have a person that I work with here in Adelaide, and I'm not going to mention her name, so don't ask me. But she will badger my workplace management to a point they just give in.
Yeah.
They just like, you know what? It's easier to give in to you than to deal with the whole situation. And funny enough, I've even gone down that path myself. Kat says, why don't you do A? And I'm like, you know what? It is so much easier to do B, and that way it's done, and I don't have to worry about it because trying to deal with her and trying to get part A done is not going to happen.
Well,
So
the
I am
iron
bad at giving in to
the
her. So,
irony is they're looking at changing one of the runs to start somewhere else.
mm,
And it makes absolutely no sense because it's 45 minutes farther away from where they actually start the run, that
mm,
it would create massive wear and tear on the car, waste a whole bunch of fuel, and just in general, just be annoying. And it makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever.
hmm
And I looked at Paul and I said, "Sig her on him, on them. Send her to the management. Make her scream and pitch a fit so they won't do it."
Yeah, that would be very good if they didn't do that. So.
Yeah. But I just said, sig her on them."
Yeah. So as I said, if there is people that are interested in collectible cards and things like that, but we would really like to find out if do you guys just want to get us to get straight into the episode and not sidetrack ourselves, or are you guys okay with us, chatting a little bit before we get to the episode? That'd be
And
really
now
helpful to find
15
out
minutes
too.
after starting, let's
Now
start
we
the
start. The episode
episode.
is season 2, episode number 17,
19,
19,
the
The
dead
Dead Hook.
hugger juxtaposition.
What did we think about this episode?
I always kind of like this episode.
I like this episode.
It's a little awkward.
It is,
Um,
but it also shows that Alicia does see in Penny what we saw to begin with it when Big Bang first started.
um, I actually disagree with that.
Really?
We thought that she was going that way, but she has been friends with the guys since the beginning, even when they came over. I mean, see, and that's okay. She asked them to take delivery of her entertainment center,
Hmm.
and because she wasn't going to be home. It's not uncommon to ask your neighbors that you're friendly with to do something like that.
What about would you go?
They insisted on setting it up. She told them, No, you don't have to. I can manage."
What about the television at Kurt's house?
That is okay. That is a little different as well because she just didn't want to see him again, and she really did need help with that.
And she was naked in the shower.
Well, that's Sheldon helping her.
No, that's Leonard. Leonard was the one that helped her. Leonard was trying to get the shower to work, and then she gets into the shower, and she says, "Leonard, would you be able to, do me a favor?" And he goes, "Oh," she goes, "You can say no," and he goes, "Oh, I'll probably say yes." That's how we found out that they were going to Kurt's house to pick up her TV. But you
Yeah,
don't think that she was using that?
no, I think she was asking a new friend for help.
So why do you think Alicia can see what she thinks she can
Because
see?
because that's the way she is, so she just assumes that
The
another pretty blonde would be a bitch like she is.
the Penny's doing the same thing to the
Yeah,
boys.
yeah. And the fact that Penny stands up for them is, sorry, spoiler alert, stands up for them and says they're special, please don't take advantage of them.
Yeah.
It shows that she has become extremely protective of them.
Okay. So, all right, so let's flip one more coin and then we'll get into the episode.
All
What
right.
about all the free food that Penny gets?
That is a bit of a using situation.
Hmm.
Um, but she's not okay.
Internet,
Oh,
free
oh,
internet,
oh,
free
okay,
food.
okay, okay. But look at it this way. Alicia is teasing them and and stringing them along, saying that there's the potential that she'll sleep with them. Penny never did that.
Okay, but the scenario still happens that Penny gets free internet, free food.
It's become, I mean, it started probably as a favor with that first invitation to lunch, this and that.
Yeah.
But I think that's more on Leonard than anything else because he knows she doesn't make a lot at the Cheesecake Factory and he's still looking out for her.
Yeah.
And now it's habit.
Yeah. I just see Alicia. I mean, Alicia is not a nice girl, and we
No,
find
she's
out
not.
in the laundry room when she confronts Penny about what's going on, how she just comes blurtingly out and
Uh,
says it. So, but the episode opens up where we're seeing Penny is coming down the hallway of the boys' apartment, and she's holding a tissue, and she goes, listen, guys, I don't mind killing spiders. I don't mind killing the big spiders, but at least got to try with the little
you got
ones.
to try with the little ones.
And
I
I like
have
it
to
how
admit, now that I have Paul, I don't kill spiders anymore.
I remember, and this is why we try not to get off topic. But I remember one
It's
day,
impossible.
Cat goes into the bedroom,
Oh
and
God.
I heard a oh,
Is this when I saw my first huntsman?
uh-huh, and I
Yeah,
heard a
I went to pull. Okay, so I have one of those IKEA shelving units where you can get the little
cubes,
drawers,
yeah, the
the
cubes,
fabric drawers to go in there.
yeah,
And I went to pull one out to put something away, and I disturbed a spider. And I swear to God, it was like that big.
uh-huh,
Or
it
was it a
was
baby one?
it was a
It
baby
was,
one.
yeah, it was a baby one, and it was like that big.
Yeah, the big ones are the size of my hand,
Yeah, and Paul has
that
big
big.
hands. When I put my hands up against Paul's, it's like this.
Yeah, so if you can
Yeah,
imagine that big a spider, and I'm not joking,
it's the
they
size of a
grow
bread plate.
they grow that big,
It's the size of a bread plate.
and that's a mummy or a daddy.
Yeah, and I saw a baby one, which was like the size of my palm, and it just came running out, and so I screamed bloody murder, like someone was trying to kill me.
It made its way onto the wall, right? So I come down from the boy room and Kat's like, now this is why it's just amazing. I go into the bedroom and there is the spider sitting
I've
on the
never seen one so big.
wall, and Kat says to me, and you'd have to be there to witness this. She goes, "Well, I'll leave you to it," and walks out and shuts the door behind me.
I did not.
You did. It's like, so I'm now trapped in the room
With
dealing
the
with this
giant
with a
spider.
giant spider, and you're okay. And I like it how she says, "Well, I'll take Oliver and I'll leave you to it." So she takes the dog out of the bedroom and shuts the door on me, and I'm like sitting in the room going, "Okay, I guess I'm dealing with this." I mean, I understand they are nasty little.
I mean, okay, now I'm not normally scared of spiders.
But,
It's not
but,
a
you,
thing for me.
but you
But
shut
when
the
they're
door on me.
but when they're that big,
But you go and shut the door on me. Okay, you do it. I'm bye.
I don't remember
I
that.
do it. And it's like, so where am I going to go? I can't go anywhere now that you've
Oh,
locked.
you gotta kill the spider. Gotta get
Yeah.
the spider out. Get rid of it somehow. Put it in the garden, kill it. I don't care. I just don't want to see it again.
But anyway, I did it. I have been a spider killer for the longest time. It's almost like a rite of passage when you get to like 13. You are then in charge of stray arachnids in the house. So I remember going down to my grandmother's house. We moved down to my grandmother's house for about 18 months due to financial circumstances. And I swear to God, every huntsman in the world was coming down to my grandmother's house, so my father and I could take care of it.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, they are nasty little shits. And if
They
you want to
really
look on
are.
if you are interested, Google Huntsman
Huntsman.
spiders Australia and just have a look at how big these bastards are.
Oh,
Uh,
they're awful.
but they are not. They're not nice.
They're terrifying, to be honest with you.
I mean, they can be very aggressive, but they can bite you as well. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, are they the ones that like get up on their back feet and
no,
charge you?
that's the Sydney funnel webs.
Oh, right.
The Sydney funnel webs are very dangerous, but yeah,
But yeah, it is true. Everything in Australia wants to kill you.
unless you're being just left in a bedroom with the dog being left and the door shuts behind you, it's like there you go, you can deal with it. It's like okay, I'll deal with it. And of
And he did.
course, and I did, yes. So then we find, and of course, Sheldon says, "Please, Penny, we've got more serious things than stray arachnids." And we find out that and of course he goes, you read about these things, but you never think they're going to happen to you. And we find out that the Chinese restaurant has actually steamed his dumplings. As
Okay.
Leonard says, "Get over it, Sheldon."
Okay. So Sheldon is horrified when his dumplings are steamed, exclaiming that you hear stories of this sort of thing, but you never think it's going to happen to you.
Hmm.
However,
Okay.
back in episode 1.5, or season 1, episode 5, the hamburger postulate, he
Hmm.
explains that the gang's standard order at Szechuan Palace includes the steamed dumpling appetizer,
Oh,
consisting of 4 dumplings to be divided among the 4 of
equally
them.
the four of them, yeah.
Yeah, because you remember
Because Howard ended up by hooking up with
Penny's
Penny's
friend from,
friend,
yeah,
and they couldn't order the four
and it was
because
just the 3 of them that
the
went
three
out.
of them, and
Yeah,
Sheldon couldn't grasp the fact that there was four steamed dumplings for
yeah,
3 people.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
okay. So that was a bit of a faux pas on that one.
Yep.
Um,
Well, it's interesting because this show usually has 4 writers.
yeah.
This show only had 1.
This episode only had one, did it?
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. And of course, then like Leonard says, new topic, please. And Howard goes, okay, Penny, you're looking rather ravishing this evening. And she goes, not with 1,000 condoms,
And
Howard.
Howard's like, "Ooh, there is a
Is a
number."
number. And then she goes, new topic, please. Oh, did you hear about the people in 5A moving out? And they're like,
And
no,
all
no,
the
no,
guys are
no,
like,
no.
"Shh, shh."
And Sheldon's like, what? And she goes, the people in 5A are moving out. And of course,
And I
Leonard's
love
like,
how
oh,
Leonard just like collapses back on
I know.
the chair.
And he's like, oh, the horror. And
All right.
yep,
The line "the horror"
yeah,
is actually a reference and a shout out to the film Apocalypse Now.
yes, it is.
Penny speaks this line in a similar fashion in season 4, episode 17, the toast derivation.
Yes, she does. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that is a nod to Apocalypse Now.
Yep.
And I like it how Penny says, "Well, did you ever meet the people in 4A and sorry, in 5A?" And Sheldon's like, "No, I never did. That's why it was wonderful.
There was
There
no
was no
awkward
awkward
hellos
hellos in the
in the
halls,
hallway.
no clickety
No
clack of high
tapping
heel
high heeled
shoes
shoes.
on hardwood floors,
They might have
and
as well been a family of cats jumping from drape to
drape to
drape.
drape." And I like it how she goes, and of course, she says, "Well, maybe the new people will be exactly like that." And he goes, "You can't know that. How could you possibly know that?" I mean, even Leonard references the fact that, well, why would you just say that these people are moving out? You don't just. It's not like you go and
She's
get a.
like, "Well, how else am I supposed to say it?"
and he
Get
goes, well, he
easily.
says, well, it's like, getting a new fish. You gently add it to the bowl. You don't just drop it in. And she goes, I tried to make it better. He wouldn't go for it.
And well, no, before that, okay, so when she first said the family that they're moving out,
Yeah,
that's when Leonard said that line
yeah,
of ease into it, put the bag in the water before you just drop the
yeah.
fish in. And then she's like, and he won't go for it.
The nice,
They would be
easy.
nice. So
Yeah.
she's like, okay, well, maybe they are moving in. Maybe it's the cast of Stomp. Maybe it's
Maybe it's an opera singer. Maybe
yeah.
it's a pirate with a wooden leg.
And he's like, why would you make it worse? He's like, and she's like, well, I tried to make
Try
it
to make it
better and they
better.
wouldn't
He
go
wouldn't go
for it.
for it.
Yep.
And this is where we see Raj uh, whispers something into Howard's ear. And he goes, that's a great idea. And then they're like, what? And he goes, I'll take the apartment. We can see each other all the time. We can eat together. We'll be able to get to know each other a lot better. And he looks over at Penny and he goes, if you get my drift. And she comes back with the horror. Because we know what would happen with Howard to be yeah, moving
Yep.
in. The next thing we see is the guys are going over to Howard's house to help him move. And this is where, Sheldon says, hang on a minute. Do you mean to tell me that we got to break our backs and help Wallowitz move and all we get is a pizza? And Leonard goes, that really is the case. You do get a pizza. And that is the way that everybody does it. It's
Yeah.
either a pizza and beer or it's pizza.
Yeah.
That's a
Yep.
that's the unwritten rule in the world. If
Yep.
you help somebody, you get a
Yep.
pizza.
You get a piece and beer. Yep.
Yeah. And I like it how Sheldon goes, you're lying. What do we really get? And like it how Leonard goes, Raj,
No,
help me
Raj.
out.
Yeah. And
And he
Raj is
goes,
like,
okay, well, you get to choose between a PS3 and a mountain bike. And he goes, ah, I knew it. And he goes, PS3, definitely PS3. Who would
which is a
choose a mountain
mountain
bike?
bike.
Mountain bike. Of course, as they go to knock on the door, we're hearing some
Yeah.
arguing
So
behind the
just
door.
as Leonard's about to knock on the door, he pauses because he can hear the voices.
Yeah. And there is the argument of, the fact that Howard will come over every night after he's moved out and have dinner with his mother.
Oh, what am I doing? Running a fancy restaurant? What do you think this is? Olive Garden?
And he goes, well, I know you're upset because you don't want to see a little bird fly the nest.
Little bird, you're nearly 30. Fly, bird, fly.
Fly for God's sakes.
I keep meaning to ask, how is my Mrs. Wallowitz
It's
impression?
really good. Very good.
So I'll ask our listeners, how's my Mrs. Wallowitz?
Yeah, yeah. Let us know how
Because
it
I
is.
have fun doing.
Yeah. So this is where he goes, okay, well, I won't move out. You crazy lady. You're ruining my life. And so
And I
this,
love it because Leonard starts to walk away and he pulls out his phone and he says, hi, Penny, you're safe. You can take your head out of the oven now.
and like that, Sheldon saying, then he goes, well, I won't need this. And he's got a lifting belt around his midsection.
Yep. So we now know that Sheldon has a lifting belt, but apparently in season one, episode two, the big brand hypothesis, he said he did not have one.
Oh,
So he's
well,
bought one in the meantime.
he has bought one.
They're a very good thing to have, actually, if
They
you're going to
are.
do a
They
lot of
are.
lifting.
They are very good. I used to use one when I was bodybuilding.
Yep.
So back in the apartment, the boys open up the front door. Now this is Sheldon and Leonard coming back from going wherever,
Wherever.
and they find moving boxes in the hallway,
The new
and
neighbors,
they're here.
which of course is a shout out to Poltergeist.
Yes, it is Carol Ann.
They're here.
Hmm.
I used to be able to
Um,
do that one very well.
yeah, that's a great movie. They did the remake. The remake's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
But it's still never as good as the original. I don't know. I think
The original was with the guy who played Coach, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
And
the
the
they
little girl with the really blonde hair who got really sick and died when about 5 years later.
yeah, Joe Beth Williams.
Yeah.
Joe yeah,
No, Joe Beth
Joe
Williams was the mother.
what was her name? Who played Carol Ann? God
I
damn
don't
it.
know.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I'll find
Uh,
out. No,
I bet
you
I'll
talk. I'll Google.
uh, um oh no, whatever her name is. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, they actually made a remake of that movie. It wasn't actually
Heather O'Rourke.
Heather O'Rourke. Sorry. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, they made a
Heather
remake
O'Rourke.
in 2015 with Sam
Yeah,
Rockwell.
it was all right, but it was never as good as the original. And that's why I think that a lot of the writers in Hollywood
Oh, and
need
then
to
they
go
did
back to
Poltergeist: The Legacy, Poltergeist 2: The Other Side, which also
no,
had Joe Beth Williams and Christopher
Poltergeist
Williams.
2, The Other Side was good, and the Poltergeist 3 with her as well.
Oh, Heather O'Rourke was in that as well, and Tom Skerritt. I love Tom
Yeah.
Skerritt.
Now, number 3 was the one that after that she died.
Yeah. And then we got Poltergeist Activity in 2015, Poltergay. Okay, that's not related. Um, and then Poltergeist in 2015.
A lot of that, yeah. As I said, you
Yeah.
just go with number 1, 2, and 3 in the original trilogy, and you can do the remake and everything else. You just bypass, you know.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen the remake for ages. I've got it here at home. We should really watch it sometime.
Yeah, we should.
But it really shows you that a
If
lot
as
of
long as we don't do it when it's dark. I don't like watching horror movies when it's dark. I can't sleep that night then.
well, then we'll watch it in this room and shut my door.
But I want to
Um,
watch it.
well, you have to watch it at nighttime then.
We have a cinema.
I know we have a cinema. We can
We can
watch it in
make
the
it dark.
daytime. We can make it in the dark. Okay. Um, so this is where Sheldon goes over. There's a whole lot of boxes, and he goes over to one box and he starts shaking it. Now, God help you if you've got like glassware in there.
Yeah. Well,
And
hopefully you'd write fragile on it, but
well, you'd hope so. But he goes over and of course Leonard goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm just checking for musical instruments." And he shakes it again. And he goes, "Does that sound like castanets to you?" And he goes, "Well, it says
it
kitchen
says
on it
kitchen. Oh yeah, like cocaine dealers write cocaine on the
on
box
the
when they're
box."
doing
Yeah.
deliveries. And
All
which
of
is a
us.
fair point.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this very tall, hot new neighbor, Alicia, walks down the stairs and she's like, hello. And they both turn around and they're like, oh, and Leonard's the first one to go, oh, hi.
Well, he
And
starts to say hello, and then he sees her, and he takes that breath and says
yeah,
hello. Now, when they first meet, and it turns out this is Alicia, the new neighbor.
yep,
The dialogue is analogous to that when Sheldon and Leonard first met Penny.
yes,
That
it
hello,
is.
hello, 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 hello,
Yep.
hello.
And
And Leonard even becomes a little infatuated with
he is
Alicia,
very
like he did
smitten
with
with her
Penny. Yeah.
immediately, isn't he?
Yeah.
Um,
She's not all that in a bag of chips.
Alicia?
Yeah.
No, no, I would take Penny over Alicia any day.
Yeah.
That's only because we know Penny so well. But in looks department and the way that she is,
Oh, yeah.
um,
She's definitely,
I
considered hot.
yeah, I definitely take Penny for sure. Um, but apparently Sheldon's not very impressed about Alicia, so goes over and asks her a series of questions. And he says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how light-footed are you?
With one being,
Cat-like,
no,
not
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 cat like,
feline, not
and 10
feline.
being freakishly feline.
And she goes, freakishly feline. He goes, is that your answer?
Or do you
And she
not understand the
and then
question?
question, and he goes, we'll come back to that. He goes, have you ever been a salsa, Irish folk, or break dancer?
I'm
And
surprised they didn't include tap in that.
I would have thought tap as well, because that would be the main one that you'd actually worry about,
Yeah.
someone living above you, a tap dancer.
Yeah.
Um, and so she goes, no. And he goes, okay, another
Area
question.
rugs, pro or
No, no, no.
con?
First one before that, he goes, oh, another question. How fertile are you?
No,
And she
that was the
goes,
last one.
no, pro
Oh, no, you're
area
right. You're
rugs is
right.
the
You're
last
right.
one.
You're right.
And she goes, excuse me? And he goes, well, I just want to find out whether the possibility of crying infants above my head is a possibility. And she goes, I have no immediate plans. And he goes, well, if that ever changes, could
Let
you
me
let me
know.
know? And
And
he
that's
goes,
when
last
Leonard's
question.
like, you're making her
You know,
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. And he goes, well, if I'm making you uncomfortable, you're doing very well in the questions. And he goes, last question, area rug, pro or con? And she goes, pro.
Pro.
And Sheldon goes, Alicia? She goes, yes. And he goes, welcome to the building. It's like, oh my God, that is so uncomfortable.
Hmm.
And of course, the next scene we see is
Now
Alicia.
stop
Yeah,
before we
sorry.
go.
Yep.
So so there's a milk crate sitting on top of the boxes, and she's standing there with a
Yes.
clipboard and starts rearranging the stuff in the box. I
Yeah.
think she's just doing it because she's uncomfortable rather than
Thank you.
to do anything.
That's what I thought.
But did you notice the pink spotted dog that she was moving around?
Mm-hmm.
That was previously seen this season on Penny's dining room table.
No.
Yes, the prop
So,
guys
I mean, do you
reused the
think that
prop.
Alicia's got the same one as
Yeah,
well? Yeah,
yeah,
so they bought it from the same store,
yeah,
maybe?
yeah. I mean, it's possible,
Yeah.
but I just think it's more that the prop guys didn't think anybody would notice, and
Well,
they just needed stuff to stick in the milk crate.
anybody would notice except for people who are obsessed with Big Bang. So,
Yeah. Yeah. We're super
And do a
fans. We
and do
see
and do a
everything.
very great podcast about it as well.
The number
Um,
one podcast.
yes, I know. But I think the reason that Alicia is continuously moving stuff around in the milk crate is because she's extremely uncomfortable
Yep.
with the questions, and the most uncomfortable would be, "How fertile are you?"
Yeah,
That is
that's really
really
personal.
that is extremely personal.
Yeah, that's
I
not
mean, at this
something you
stage, you'd
say
probably
in the first time you meet somebody.
no, but even then, you'd probably want to say to them, "Back the hell off and get the hell away from me." I mean,
Yeah.
Leonard is right when he says you are making her feel very uncomfortable, Sheldon.
Yep.
You know, he has to. I mean, but then again, this is Sheldon. There are no boundaries.
Yep.
You know. So the next scene we see is Leonard's going upstairs carrying, a very heavy box
Very
and
large box.
a very large box, and of course she's like,
Oh,
"Thank you
oh,
for."
oh, oh, okay. I have a question.
Okay.
When the boys first come in, there are professional movers taking stuff upstairs, like a big carpet and, and
Yep.
whatever.
They actually were taking a bed up when we
Yeah.
first see them
Yeah. Why is Leonard helping carry stuff? She has movers.
because Leonard has a penis.
Where did the movers go?
Leonard has a penis.
Did they do the rest of it?
Probably, but Leonard has a penis and he wants to show her that he is open to sexual negotiations.
Hmm.
See, boys in essence are dumb. I
Yeah,
can I can safely say that because I'm one of them.
but you're
Most
not dumb.
well, no, I know. Thank you very much for that. But a lot of men just think with their penis,
Hmm.
and they think to themselves, if they ingratiate themselves on a woman, that the end result is going to be going into bed with them.
Hmm.
So Leonard at this stage sits there and goes, "I want to help because I am very attracted to her. And if I'm seen as a person that's going to help her, maybe that will then equate to us eventually going to bed together."
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because they come up the thing and they run into Penny, who is wearing her hair up in a very messy ponytail slash bun,
Yep.
a Hillary 2008 t-shirt
Yep.
and shorts over like
Boxer
pajama
shorts.
bottoms.
Yeah. Looks like I have a boxer shorts.
And of course, Alicia's like, "Oh, I like your t-shirt." And Penny's like, "Oh, well, you
I'm
know
dressed like a
what?
slob today.
No,
Jogging.
no, I'm going jogging." And Sheldon's like, "Well, you don't jog." She's like, "I can start." And then Alicia's like, "Oh, I'm just like such a slob today." And it's like, oh, God.
Alicia is not dressed like a slob
No.
today. She looks like someone that could go out to a nightclub.
Yeah.
So Alicia is not dressed like a slob.
She's not dressed for moving, let's put it that
She's not
way.
dressed for moving at all. But then again, as you rightly pointed out,
She
she's
has
got
movers.
movers.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah.
They're all going, she doesn't need to be dressed like this. And of course, I like how Sheldon goes when he says about the fact that, well,
And I
um,
don't understand why she's coming back downstairs to the lobby when the movers are bringing everything up, because that's what the check clipboard is for, is to check off the boxes and everything that everything's been delivered.
I don't know. I mean, I
So
guess it's,
she should
she
have
should
been
be
up
waiting in her apartment,
in
shouldn't
the
she?
apartment directing where stuff goes and starting to unpack.
And doing the checklist as they come
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I like it how when she says to Sheldon that, I can start jogging. And he goes, "Well, yes, you could, but one of the other possibilities is the fact that you've run out of clean clothes again.
And because you haven't done your laundry
You haven't
again.
done your laundry." Um, so this is where, and I like it how Leonard says to Penny, "I'm helping." And she goes, "I can see
See
that."
that?
And when Sheldon says to Penny, she's childless, pro-rug, and light-footed. She's still on probation, but I like her.
Yeah.
And she goes to leave, and of course, this is where um, Penny actually mimics Alicia.
I'm just like such a slob
Slap
today.
today. And like how Sheldon goes, "Oh, mimicry. I do like mimicry." And he goes, "I've been working on an
His
impression of
Admiral Akbar.
Akbar from Return of the Jedi." He
That's a
goes,
drop.
"It's a trap."
You
And
have
he
to
goes,
imagine me with a giant
"The
squid head.
squid head."
That's a
I like
drop.
that Penny has that look of deer in the headlights, like, and then just
No.
walks off down the stairs.
But I'd also like to point out, and Sheldon should know this, and I'm
Okay,
surprised that my trivia source did not pick up on this either,
okay.
that Sheldon's Admiral Akbar is an imitation, not mimicry. He's imitating Admiral Akbar.
So what's the difference between mimicry and
Mimicry is done sarcastically and with malice.
right? So what Penny did was mimicry.
Yes.
Oh, I'm dressed like a slab today. Not like not she's doing not a
She wasn't trying to
impersonation of
do a
her.
flattering imitation of her.
Right.
She was,
Flat out being a bitch.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
so just like a
it's sad today.
person.
So the next scene we see is Sheldon is sitting on his spot on the sofa, and he's air computing, and you can see him doing it's like he's on a whiteboard doing
But just doing it in his
calculations.
mind. Yeah.
And of course, Penny comes in looking for Leonard. So because he said to her, Leonard said to
Oh,
Penny,
congratulations. Oh, Leonard said he'd set up her printer
printer, yeah,
today.
yeah,
And Sheldon looks at her and he's like, "Oh, congratulations, you did your laundry." And she's like, "Yeah, kind of." And he's like, "Well, how could you kind of have new clothes?" And she's like, "I bought new clothes, okay?"
yeah.
I've done
And
that. I've done that with underwear,
oh, really?
where I haven't done laundry and I've run out of underwear, so I'd go out and buy underwear. So now I have way too much underwear.
I
You
just
always wondered why I had so many underwear. That's why.
hmm Dun dun dun. The
I know
things you
you
know.
know.
I know you know.
God, we are way too connected. Ah,
So of course this is where Leonard Sheldon's sitting on the couch and Penny's like, so where is he? And he goes, well, they're upstairs hooking up her stereo with Howard and Raj, and she goes, oh, they're all up
all up
there,
there.
and we seem to see
And
that
I'd also
Penny,
like to point out that Penny did not do what what's her name does, what
Alicia,
Alicia does with all three of them.
no, no,
No, she
but we
didn't.
do see that Penny's got a bit of jealousy issues
Well,
with Alicia.
and she's used to getting all the attention from the boys.
Yeah,
And she doesn't like the fact that they're flirting with somebody else,
yeah,
especially Leonard.
yeah, yeah. So we see that the next scene we see is Howard is trying to hit on Alicia, not very successfully, of course.
But
He's like,
she lets
oh,
him think that he is.
yeah, because
And
he's like,
there's a big difference.
yeah, because he's like, oh, I was thinking about renting this place, but I'm sort of more of a loft kind of guy downtown.
Oh, so you're in the loft now?
Yeah, well, I live with a woman,
No,
it's
I'm in a house in Altadena.
that's
I'm
right, it's
living with
pretty
a
dope.
woman. She is it's purely platonic, and she's also my maid.
And she goes, oh, sounds like a
That
sweet
sounds really
deal.
sweet. And he's
And he
like,
goes,
"Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
pretty
dope."
dope. Yeah. And, Leonard is working on her stereo. And of course, Penny walks in. Now, Penny is dressed amazingly.
To the nines, and she is looking really hot. I have to admit,
She looks
I don't like the little
the
poofy
poof in the
thing on
front
the
of her
front of
hair,
the hair. I
but
hate
that's
that.
being
I
held
thought,
by Penny Blossom, which looks great. Because the way that they've done her hair with a little poof at the front,
which
it,
was
I re
stupid.
it does?
Yes.
I thought it really looked
If you'd
good.
let me finish the sentence, I could have said that.
I'm sorry. I thought the little poof in the front was actually looked nice.
No.
Because the way that she's got her hair done, I think that actually
No,
compliments
I've
her.
always hated the poof. I've always thought that looked
Hmm.
stupid. It's very 70s.
But the blue dress looks amazing.
The blue dress looks amazing, and you do see the penny blossom in her hair.
And of course, she does say, "Oh, but I'm dressed like a slob today."
Yes. So she's trying to get hers back.
Yeah.
Now, the penny blossom was made in the previous episode, the work song Nano Cluster.
Yep.
And the other time you see one is when she, spoiler alert, wears one to Howard and Bernadette's wedding.
Oh, okay.
That's the other time you see one.
Was that the okay? So that was the wedding
The
on the roof.
countdown
Yeah,
reflection.
that's right. Yeah. And of course she's dressed with high heels, and the little blue dress leaves very little to the
And brings
imagination.
in and she is nice. She brings a bottle of
She d-
wine as a
she
housewarming gift.
does.
Yep.
Yep. And Leonard says, "Oh, I did well, just want to let you know that she is an actress just like you are." And Penny's like, "Oh, yeah,
Great.
that's great." And we find out that yeah, she's been out.
I've
Alicia's
only
been
been
out.
here 6 months,
Yeah, three.
and
Was
I've
it 3 months or six
oh
months?
no, 3 months, and
Three
I've
months,
already gotten two national commercials,
and
something else.
a recurring
No, there
thing
was
on the
two
soap.
commercials, something else, and then a recurring bit on a soap opera.
Yeah. And of course, this is where Penny goes because originally when she said about, it's so hard to get a job, Penny's like, I know, right? And this is where she comes out with all the jobs that she's already got. And Penny's like, yeah, well, that's why I'm working at the Cheesecake Factory. I'm
I'm
holding
holding
out for
out
the
for the
right
right
part.
role.
I was like, oh,
And
okay.
Alicia also tells her that she has an audition coming up for CSI New York for a dead hooker.
Dead hooker, yeah.
and
And Leonard
and I
goes,
was like,
I'd
I'd
watch
watch that.
that.
But now, Valerie Aslan, who plays Alicia,
Yep.
has in fact been on CSI New York, but not as a dead hooker.
Okay.
It was in 2004. Not sure which episode if you're interested. You can go on her IMDb and find that out.
Oh, okay. And this is where also that Leonard is um he actually says to Alicia, what would you like your
Sound
DVD
set to
player sound set to, DTS or 5-point channel? And she goes, whatever you think, sweetie. And he goes,
Cutie,
cute. Was it cutie? Cutie.
cutie.
And she goes, he goes, well, DTS is more low sound. And then she says, oh, and by the way, if you get a chance or there's any possibility, would you be able to set up my printer? And he goes, yeah, I'd like to do that. And then of course this is where Penny goes,
Penny's like, well, can you, after you're done there, can you set up my printer like you promised a week ago?
and he goes, yeah, I'll get to it. Don't nag
Don't
me.
nag me.
Like, oh, okay. This is where Penny comes up with the fact that she actually read a physicist joke.
Yes. Okay.
And apparently Alicia won't get it.
It's the best science joke on the internet, as Penny calls it.
Yes.
It was actually written and posted online by author Kevin Schwartz before it went
Okay.
viral. And when it went viral, it reached George Smoot, who we know as a Nobel Prize winning physicist that we
Yep.
see a couple of times over the course of the series.
Who thinks Sheldon's
Um,
on crack?
well, that was in the
When they go on
Terminator
the train.
decoupling.
Yeah.
Many of Schwartz's writings are available on Facebook, and when we get to the crazy credits, you'll understand why we're talking about George Smoot.
Okay. So I like how Penny goes to tell this joke, but she says to Alicia, you won't get it, but these are right up the guy's alley, and starts to do the physics joke, but it absolutely bombs
Bombs.
before.
Well, it is kind of rude. Because, okay, so basically the joke
Yeah.
is this guy goes into an ice cream shop and he sits down at the counter and he orders two ice creams, one for him and one for the seat next to him.
Hmm.
And this goes on over several days. He keeps doing the same thing, ordering one for himself and one for the seat next to him. And finally, the guy who owns the shop, who's been serving him all week, comes over and he says, "What are you doing? Why are you buying an ice cream for an empty seat?" And he says, "Well, I'm a physicist, and what was the rules of matter,
Yeah,
whatever,
something like that says.
um, dictate that the molecules above this seat could spontaneously come together and create a beautiful woman who will accept my gift of ice cream and fall in love with me."
Hmm.
And the guy says to him, "Okay, but there are very beautiful and attractive women who come in here every day. Why don't you just buy one of them an ice cream and start a relationship?" And the physicist looks at him and says, "Yeah, but what are the chances of that happening?"
And this is where the boys
And the
look at her
guys
and
are like
goes,
right there with her the
yeah,
whole time
yeah.
until
Until
that
Leonard
last
go,
line, and they're like, "Wow, that was kind of insulting."
and she goes, really? I don't even think I get it.
Yeah.
So, of course, this is where all of a sudden Raj goes over to Alicia and says, hello
Well,
there.
he took you
He's
see
taking
him
a
take
sip of glass
a
of
swallow
wine.
of wine. Yeah.
As soon as the wine hits Raj's soul, away we go. So the next scene we see is Sheldon is sitting on the sofa and Penny comes in, very angry and dejected, and sits down next to Sheldon.
Yeah, he was watching TV.
Yeah, who then looks over and goes, who is it? Oh, it's you, Penny. Come on in. And she sits and he sits and he goes about sarcasm. And we find out, that she is very upset about this whole thing about Alicia. And Sheldon says about the fact that sometimes a new
Well,
queen,
he pauses the
yeah,
TV
yeah, and he
and he
says about
says,
a bees,
"The
and he says,
interesting thing, would you like to hear something interesting about bees?"
yeah,
He's like, "Why not?"
and he says that basically sometimes when a new queen enters the hive, they have to have a battle with the
Oh,
old
okay.
queen.
Sometimes a new queen will move in while the existing queen is still alive and present.
Hmm,
And one of two things has to happen. Either the existing queen has to leave, or they have a battle to the death to determine who will be the queen of the hive.
yeah, and
Absolutely true.
yeah, and this is where Penny says, "So you think I'm threatened about Alicia, and it's now time for me to go?" And he goes, "I was just talking about
About
bees."
bees.
What are you talking
Because I think
about?
he was watching a TV show about bees.
Yeah, he said it's on the Discovery Channel. It was about bees. That's what I was watching. What are you talking about? And she goes,
Hmm.
bees. And that's where she's sitting there and she goes, I just got that physicist joke.
Yep.
Now, the next scene we see is that Penny is now trying to win back the favor with the guys by buying them Chinese food,
Yep.
which is really lovely. You know,
Yeah, and she's and I love how Sheldon goes through his little list.
yeah, the diced and
You know,
shredded
yeah,
meat,
the
brown
good
rice, mustard,
sauce.
low sodium soy
You see
sauce.
how it's done, Leonard?
Yeah. And this is where she says, well, so what are we doing, boys?
Tonight
We're going to
is
play
it
Halo,
Halo, watching
watching
Battlestar,
Battlestar, dropping
and
Mentos in Diet Coke.
Leonard's like, "You want to watch Battlestar?" She's like, "What can I say? I got my geek on."
And then all of a sudden, there's a knock
Knock
on the
at the
front
door,
door.
and Leonard goes down.
Leonard goes to answer the door, and there is Alicia standing there in all of her tizzy, saying that she got a call back to play a dead hooker on CSI, or in whatever it
Yeah,
is.
CSI New York.
Um,
Good
but
show, by the way.
her car is in the shop, and that
And
she
she
needs
has
to
to
get to
be at the
Universal in
studio
45 minutes.
in 40 minutes.
And he because Leonard goes, well, I'll drive you. And Howard gets up and goes, and I'll run lines with you in the car. And she goes, oh, that's wonderful. And then afterwards, I can take you out, guys, for Chinese food. And this is where Penny's like, that's okay. We've got Chinese food. And then of course they all run out and shut the door.
And I
And
don't know what Raj is planning to do, but he's going along
he's
too.
going along with it. So everyone's gone except for Sheldon. And she's in the middle of saying Chinese food right here.
And
And
Sheldon's like, they're gone. They can't hear
they can't
you.
hear you. And of course, this is where she says, well, what am I gonna what's gonna happen? And Alicia
Nope.
basically gets, sorry,
No, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say because Sheldon is sitting there saying, "Can I just interject on something, Penny?" And she goes, "Yes," and he goes, "You got the wrong mustard."
Now,
But the
I would
convers,
like to point out
yeah,
that it's the exact same brand Leonard gets him in episode
thank
season
you.
2, episode 4, the Griffin equivalency.
I looked at the thing and I'm like, hang on a minute, why are you getting upset? That's the same mustard that Leonard gets you.
You actually recognize the label.
Yeah,
Yeah.
immediately as soon as he turns that around, you can see the label. It's the
Yep.
same mustard.
Yep.
But anyway, this is where Penny says to Sheldon about the fact that Alicia got Howard to drive to Orange County to get her television.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you got myself and Leonard to go to your ex-boyfriends to get your TV. And she goes, well, apples and oranges here, Sheldon. And the fact that Penny complains about the way that Alicia treats the guys, you
Yeah.
know, that
That she's leading them on.
and you can see what's going to happen.
And
This
she
is
is leading them on.
she is leading them on because these guys, Sheldon, I mean, all of them, they are very, very. I mean, look, Sheldon doesn't think
Sheldon's
about
the only
sex.
one immune to it.
He is, but the other three, they are way,
Yeah.
susceptible to this. So the next scene we see is Penny is in the laundromat
The
and
laundry room
yeah,
downstairs in the basement.
downstairs.
Yep.
And Alicia comes in and says that she got the part in CSI. And Penny's like, oh boy. And she goes, is something wrong? And she goes, oh no, I think you make a great hooker and smiles. And she goes, thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
And then she says, can I ask you a question? And Penny goes, yeah. And she goes, how much money do physicists make? And Penny's like, and of course you hear all the audience go, oh, so we know what's coming. And Penny goes, I don't know. I don't think a lot. And she goes, yeah, that's what I thought.
See, and that's the
Yeah,
difference right there is
but
Alicia is a gold digger
yeah,
and
but
Penny has never cared about stuff
but
like that with the guys.
but it's the next little bit that you see her gold diggerness come out, if that is a word.
Yeah.
She says to Penny, "Well, gotta go. The boys, Roger's gonna help me set up my satellite dish, and the boys are gonna help me paint my bedroom." And
Yay!
yeah, and goes to walk out, and Penny's like, "Well, can I just, you know, I want to talk to you about something." And she goes, "Yeah." And she goes, "Look, the guys don't know how to
They're
use
not
their
like normal
yeah,
guys.
and they don't know how to use their shields."
And so Penny is talks about the shields and then she's like, "Wow, where did that come from?"
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
Now, so as you know, Penny's using a Star Trek metaphor.
Mm.
that even to her own surprise, which shows that the geekiness of the boys is rubbing off on her,
Yes, very much so.
and it happens again in the electric can opener fluctuation.
Which is coming in about
Which
3 or 4 episodes.
is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think so. Or
Is
is
it?
that the,
I thought the electric can opener fluctuation was the one where they come back from the North Pole.
yeah, that's the last episode of season 2.
Is it? Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was farther down.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we're getting close. We've got 4 episodes into the last
Yeah.
episode of season 2. Then
Yeah.
we'll be on season 3.
Wow,
Because they were
that
turning,
went fast.
yeah, they were turning on and off the can opener
Yeah,
to
to
give
mess
him the readings.
with yeah. Well,
Sheldon.
spoiler alerts, honey.
Yeah, darling, they people have seen this show several
I
hundred
know,
times.
but it's polite. But when you're going to
There is no spoilers.
reference details in the future, it's nice to say spoiler alert.
There is no
Because
spoilers
what
in this.
if we have that one listener who's watching it for the very first time and they're going through it with us?
You're always half glass half empty, aren't you?
No,
Or half full.
apple. Well, the point is that there's room for more wine.
Yes, there is. She had a mimosa this morning at breakfast, so she's
Oh,
quite happy. So I like it how Penny says, "Listen, I just please don't take advantage of them." And Alicia comes back with, "Well, it's no different than what you're doing." And she says, they're helping me do stuff. I'm getting stuff that's making them happy. What is it? What is it? Any difference what you're doing? And this is where she says, "Excuse me." And she goes, "I've seen you with the way you are with them." And she goes, "It's sweet, you are way out of line, lady." And
oh,
she goes,
what are you
"Really,
gonna do about it, bitch?
bitch?" And Penny just has that
And
that
you just
mouth
know
open.
she wants to go all Nebraska
Oh,
on her ass.
yeah, yeah. All
I'm
Nebraska on her
wondering
ass.
who threw the first punch. I'm thinking Alicia did.
Penny, no, I'm thinking Penny did.
No, I'm thinking Penny because we know that Penny is classier than Alicia, and I'm thinking that she said something that goaded Alicia and she threw the first
I
punch.
reckon Penny can go all psycho bitch, and
Oh, I know she can.
I reckon
I just want to blame Shitface for it.
you can blame Alicia, but I think Penny is justifiable to throw the first punch, and
Yeah.
I'm on Team Penny. I reckon she threw it. I
Yeah,
reckon
but
she
I
threw
just
the first
don't
punch.
I just wouldn't want to see Penny arrested for assault because if she threw the first punch, she's the one in trouble.
Well, this is in a closed area, and it's one word against the other, and they both would have come off rather battered and bruised
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So we see that the
I
boys
just
are
would have liked to have seen Penny take some chunks of hair out.
yeah. So we see that
I'm sorry, I don't like Alicia.
the boys are coming back from wherever they're coming, and they're talking about the Green Lantern and how that the different Green Lanterns can be taken out with the color yellow or wood. And I like it how,
And oh, okay. So Raj is saying I like the Green Lantern, but I just don't like the fact that he can be taken out by the color yellow.
yeah,
And Sheldon's like, oh well, that's
that's the modern day
the
Green
modern day
Lantern
one. The original one could be taken out. This other one could be
with
taken out
wood.
by wood. And so Raj looks at him and says, so that means I could take both of them out with a number two pencil. That's
That is a
awesome.
that is an awesome line. And then of course we're hearing screaming coming from
The stairwell.
from the stairwell, and Alicia and Penny are absolutely beating the shit out of each other.
Coming up from the basement,
Yeah.
just knocking each other around. And,
Ah,
and Howard screams, "Girl fight!" and runs over and grabs Leonard's arms. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Well, I know you're stupid enough to try and break it
break
up."
it up, yeah. And so they're beating the shit out of each other. The next scene we see at getting towards the end of the episode is Penny's having dinner with the guys, and she is a mess with a cut lip and a black eye, and basically a chipped tooth. And she looks, yeah, she's
She had a
been,
chipped tooth.
yeah. They
Oh, I
said she
missed
had
that.
a
Oh.
chipped tooth. Apparently we find out that Penny actually lost the fight, but I don't know how that's possible. I think they both had a pretty good go at each other. I think she lost the
Mm.
fight because of the way that Alicia was in the final scene.
Mm.
So she's won back the guys with being with them, and of course Howard's Howard says to her, that you look. He offers her a compliment, which is a
Well, he
very
says the same thing that he said
yeah
in the opening scene when they're having dinner. May I say, Penny, you're looking particularly ravishing tonight. And she just looks at him, she says, "Thank you." And Howard turns to Raj and says, "You're right. That filly's been broken."
yeah, and apparently, and of course then we hear
Stereo.
the stereo going on, and of course Sheldon looks over at Leonard and goes, "You said it on DTS, didn't you?" And he goes, "Well, I had no choice. She called me cutie."
Hmm.
And according to her Facebook page,
Says Howard.
The Howard was saying that Alicia is hooking up with one of the producers from CSI tonight,
Yep.
and like that Penny comes back with dead horror on TV, live one
Mhm.
in real
A
life,
real one yeah.
and then all of a sudden we hear there is,
Squeaky, 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 squeaky.
and I like it how Sheldon goes, "Oh great, now they're jumping up and down on the bed," which means they're having pretty heavy duty sex. And look at that, Penny looks over at Leonard and basically mouths the word "wow," as if to say he's so clueless he doesn't know what they're about, what they're doing. The
Hmm.
episode then goes black, and that is the end of the episode.
Yeah, so the ending of the episode is quite similar to the subplot of Friends. Season 3 episode, I'm not sure what the number is, but the one where Chandler can't remember which sister.
Oh, right, yeah.
Both episodes feature a new neighbor moving in and one of the women hating the new neighbor, and the men are soon infatuated with the neighbor and the bed creaks, indicating sex.
And this is the indication that we never ever see Alicia ever again.
Thank God.
We never see her,
Nope.
not
Ed
even in
didn't like her.
passing.
Nope. She is never to be mentioned again.
Although we do actually, no, we do see, okay, we do see that the apartment is vacant at one stage. Do you remember when when the military took the universe, took Sheldon and Leonard's project,
Uh-huh.
and Sheldon was coming, was it up the stairs or down the
No, it
stairs? No,
was 3A.
was it 3A downstairs?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry, then I'm completely
Yeah.
confused.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't have any alcohol this morning, everyone, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, this episode is good. Not great, but it's good. It certainly
Yeah.
gives a little
But
bit of
it
the,
shows that I like that it really highlights Penny's caring for the boys.
yeah, yeah.
And it shows that she has feelings for Leonard even though she won't admit them.
She definitely won't admit them,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But we're getting close to there is a scene coming up behind closed doors
Yeah.
that he doesn't see, that we see,
Yeah.
but we'll find out that as we go along. So what did we have as far as our food? Do we have any more fun facts?
No.
Nope. Any, how
We
was our,
we we had three, believe it or not, three Chinese takeaway this week.
it was very food heavy this week,
It was
wasn't it?
all Chinese.
Yeah.
Makes me want Chinese.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No.
Yeah,
You need Chinese food. I just took it out for breakfast. God damn it.
I know, but it doesn't mean I can't cook some Chinese.
You can cook Chinese.
Yeah. Give
Okay.
me a recipe. I can cook Chinese.
I saw this thing. It's amazingly inappropriate, but I've got to say it anyway.
Of course it is.
So there was a thing on on Instagram, and it
Hmm.
was cooking with your Chinese friend.
Okay.
And the guy goes, "Okay, so cooking with your Chinese friend, you open up your grill to start cooking, and then you see the Chinese guy come in, and goes, and then you've got your dog." And the guy and the guy's like, "No."
But it is a delicacy in China, so.
I know, but it was so funny about that. It's like, oh man, I've watched that so many times.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul has a very sick sense of humor, so please just disregard him.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm
Don't,
here all week.
don't forget to tip your waiters
Yep, I'm here all week. If you want to reach out to me, perpetual motion squad 00 @gmail.com and say
and
you've got a
tell him he's a jerk.
no, you've got a weird sense of humor like I do.
Mm.
It's all good. We will be simpatico. So, do we have a question for the week? We got crazy credits, or what are we doing this week? This way we do it.
You know I hate it when you try and lead me in.
I'm just trying to work out which one we're
I
doing.
know, but shush.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Chuck Lorre Productions number 247. Stop it. Barney does not need to be part of the discussion. The quantum physics joke Penny tells the guys in tonight's episode was told to us by Nobel award-winning physicist Dr. George Smoot.
Okay.
Penny tells it in about 20 seconds.
Mhm.
Dr. Smoot's version would probably took about 3 minutes, although it felt a lot longer. No one had the heart to tell him to get to the punchline, proving my hypothesis that in addition to time slowing down as you accelerate, it also grinds to a halt when you are being courteous to a genius. Thanks for the joke, Doc.
I liked the way that Penny did it, but
Yeah, it was good.
and I like it how she just kept trying to make sure that Alicia was aware that she would not get this joke.
And I like how she's like, and quantum
Quantum
physics,
quantum mechanics.
mechanics. to as an aside to
You're a thick shit and you don't know what we're talking
Alicia.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, no, she's basically saying you're a dumb blonde.
Yeah. And you won't understand this.
Yeah, you want to under it's about it's yeah. So our question for the week. If you could interview your neighbors before they moved in, what is the one deal breaker question that you would ask?
Hmm. Mine has always been music based. I remember I had a very distant acquaintance that rang me up one day and said, I need a second opinion. And I'm like, what? And she said, I've got my door closed, my windows closed. Can you hear this? And I'm like, yeah, I can hear it clear as day. What's going on? And she's like, that's my back neighbors with their music on like 1,000. It was so loud. It got to the point that those people actually had the police come over and take their stereo away from them. It was that
Um,
bad. So
I had when I lived in Northampton, I had back neighbors like that, where I was actually hanging out with a friend across and down the street, and we could still hear them like they were in our yard, in
that's
that yard.
ridiculous.
And it was getting late. I mean, it wasn't quite late enough for like sound laws kind of thing,
Yeah,
but it was just so loud that I mean, with everything closed up, you could still hear it like they were in your living room.
yeah,
And I called the police to report it, to ask them to send somebody to turn it down. And when I was on the phone with them, I heard, "Can you hold for just a moment, please?" "Yeah, I've got number 75 here." So the
yeah.
entire neighborhood
We're
was
ringing to
reporting them.
say
Yeah, was
enough.
calling the police to say, "Can you please do something about this?"
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be my only thing I would actually say to them would be, can you are you prone to having loud music? Because you please, I don't want to have that.
Well, and that's the thing is like, even in our back garden, we might want to sit back there, have a little music going on or whatever, but we're not going to blast it out of respect for our neighbors.
Not at
We
all.
we do have a neighbor to one side that in the summertime they occasionally sit back there and they do play the music a bit loud.
That's very few and far between, though.
Thank God. But I
Yeah.
mean, we used to have neighbors in when we were renting the house before we built this one, that of a Friday they'd like have their kids over or friends over and they would just blast it until 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It was really annoying.
Yeah.
And it
But
was
that would be
crap
my
music too.
yeah, but that would be my only
Yeah.
um, interview.
I mean, I have to admit, I see Sheldon's point. If someone is living in an apartment above you, that they put down area rugs and things to help cushion.
Mm.
Because I remember when I was married to my first husband, we were in a basement apartment, and the ones on the first floor above us, there were two guys living there. It was kind of a Mutt and Jeff thing. One was a little tiny guy, one was a really big guy. Believe it or not, the little tiny guy sounded like a herd of elephants. He was so heavy-footed. It
Maybe
was
just
so annoying.
overcompensating on something, but
Yeah, I don't know.
when I was living with my mother in a three-story apartment, my mum's was down the bottom, and
Oh, I thought she was up top.
no,
Oh,
she was down the bottom. We could hear the toilets flushing from the two above us.
yeah,
They'd almost like you'd wake up in the morning to the toilet flushing, and be like, oh, it must be 7 a.m. I must have
yeah.
gone to the toilet. But those people in in that area, because it was an upper class area, they were all respectful because the amount of money that
Yeah, well,
people
that
were
and
paying for the rent.
the way the plumbing's set up, you can't do anything about that.
Yeah, you
You can't
can't.
help that.
But the fact is that they were still respectful because of the fact that it was an upper class area.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
that's where I grew up is an upper class sort of like upbringing. So
Yep.
I had to be always respectful of neighbors
Okay.
and things like that. But yes.
Okay. So that being said, thank you
Yes.
everybody for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you very
We always
much.
love it when you come. So if you ever have any questions or comments, you can email us at,
Perpetual Motion Squad 00 at gmail.com.
or you can leave a comment we put the question of the week in the Facebook group. So you can always comment there, or you can comment but make sure you join follow the Facebook page, join the group, because we put all kinds of fun. I put some great like Star Wars stuff in there this week.
Yep.
We do not just Big Bang, we put a ton of Big Bang stuff in there, but we also do other nerdverse stuff. A lot of Star Trek, a
Yeah.
lot of Star Wars.
And we've
Um,
also got 51 followers. 51. We've got a brand new follower on Spotify. We don't
ooh,
know who that is. We just know that we've got
you're
one.
welcome.
And we've had 2,731 downloads.
Well, isn't that exciting?
That is
That is
very much
very
so.
exciting. So please engage. Engage.
Engage. Yes.
We want to hear from
Engage.
you. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
And if you haven't done already, please leave us a like and a review wherever you listen to our podcast. Whether, if you want to follow us on YouTube, we would love that. Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever, because that does help other people find us as well. Please invite anyone you know who loves the Big Bang to come and join us because obviously the more the merrier.
Yep.
And last but not least, if you would like to show us a little love because you enjoy what we do, everywhere that you can comment, so in the comments of the YouTube, on the Facebook page, whatever, there's always a link to our PayPal me link where you can send us a coffee, whether it's $1, 1,000, or
Yes.
something in between. We are always grateful when people show us a little love by sending us a coffee.
It's always really lovely when people do reach out and actually buy us a coffee. It's really nice for them to do that.
Yep,
You know,
absolutely. We really
we really do
appreciate that.
appreciate it.
Okay, so that being said, next time we're doing season 2, episode 20, the Hofstadter isotope.
Yep, we know that one.
Yep. So we can't wait to see you then. And in the meantime, we'll catch up with you at the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye, everyone.